everyone, to the third Thursday meetup of the West Orlando WordPress Meetup Group. I'm Rob Watson, a co-organizer and host. West Orlando WordPress is an official WordPress meetup group affiliated with the WordPress Orlando and WordCamp US meetup groups. In this presentation, discover how to leverage WordPress for effective content marketing. Bob Randklev will guide you through the process of using WordPress to drive conversions and nurture leads. Explore the power of omnichannel marketing and learn how to manage clients and leads across multiple platforms. By the end of this session, you will gain valuable insights into leveraging WordPress for content marketing success. Bob will share practical tips and strategies to streamline your online marketing efforts, integrate CRM solutions with WordPress, and effectively manage clients and leads. Join us to unlock the potential of WordPress and enhance your content marketing strategies. Bob Randklev is an experienced entrepreneur with a deep understanding of WordPress and its potential for content marketing. He has dedicated over 2 decades to the industry and has successfully led numerous web design, hosting, marketing, and SEO projects for a diverse range of clients. Bob's expertise extends beyond technical proficiency. He is passionate about creating engaging and user-friendly websites that drive business growth. With a creative approach and a keen eye for design, Bob stays up to date with the latest web development trends to deliver impactful digital experiences. His commitment to helping businesses succeed digitally is evident through his management of cyberinnovation.com. Currently, Bob focuses on assisting web designers and agency owners in growing their businesses, sharing his expertise and passion for innovation. At this point, I'd like to invite everyone to mute their microphones for the presentation. Bob, thank you for being our presenter this evening, and the time is now yours.
First of all, thank you for that introduction. I'm very happy to be here. And first, I just want to say, even though the introduction talks all about my past, I'm just a normal guy. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm going to share with you a quick history, what I've learned, how my business has evolved so much over the years, where we see WordPress, what we're doing with WordPress. I don't know everything. I'm always learning constantly still, but I've built a pretty cool business. We have a pretty good life, and I just try to help other people do the same thing because it's just a great business. I highly recommend, if you're not in the business, to do this. I'm from Iowa in the Midwest. That's where I was born and raised. My wife and I have been married 31 years now. We have kind of semi-retired, moved to Florida, so we're down in Punta Gorda. Live on a golf course, which I love the golf, but we love being outside year-round rather than putting up with the winters in Iowa. And again, life has been pretty good. You see that QR code down in the corner. You could snap that at any time if you want to grab my business card. Definitely, we can connect later. You can set up an appointment. We can talk on the phone, however we want to do that. So just a little more about me. So tonight was exciting, but it was kind of unique in that we're going to kind of talk to 3 different groups here. Now, there may be some business owners here or just entrepreneurs where, you're kind of bootstrapping or running your own business and you're managing your WordPress site. So I'm going to share some things that are going to help you. You might also just be an employee who works for a company who has 1 or more WordPress sites. I've also got some content there. And even if you're a developer, designer like us, maybe you have an agency, maybe you manage clients, we've got some information we'll cover there as well. And my focus tonight is how omni-channel marketing tools will just change your world. This has been something I've been working on for many years. You're going to hear me use the word CRM. We've all heard of email marketing, and things have just come together finally. And it's just mind-blowing once you see whatever happens, or how it happens, how it comes together. And it's really changed my world. Instead of just being the web developer for my client, when I actually work with the client and work with them and their contacts and say, okay, we're going to build the website, but we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. We become a partner with them. So we're going to help them generate more revenue from their website. So they don't look at it like an expense. They look at it as an investment. So, and of course, we help them save money on all these extra subscriptions they don't need because we can package everything into one place. And of course, it saves time along the way as well. So before we dig into that, I know a lot of people ask about our tech stack. So you techies out there, you're going to love this part. If you're not techie, I won't take too long, but our WordPress hosting tech stack, we manage over 100 WordPress sites for clients nationwide, from small to large. We use something called GridPane. It's a cloud server management platform I got started with a few years ago. This cloud, it's all WordPress, 100% WordPress, allows us to provision a server with Vulture, Amazon, they're listed down here, DigitalOcean, UpCloud. We provision a server, then we can spin up WordPress sites in just moments. They have built-in firewalls and security. We have built-in page, the Nginx and Redis page caching. We run local backups as often as hourly for some clients, and then daily, weekly, and monthly. Then we run remote backups at multiple locations. Again, I mentioned we have security, so we have the firewalls, everybody who's trying to enumerate passwords and break in through XMLRPC, and we've got blocks in for that. So SSL, staging, cloning, I mean, sometimes I hear people have struggles moving WordPress, and if you ever do, contact me. It's so simple. We've got simple ways to move WordPress around, and it's not that tough. With that combined with Cloudflare, as I mentioned, Cloudflare is where we do all of our DNS management and all of our caching, so we can move things around pretty quick. This shocks some people, we run automated theme and plugin and WordPress updates. We let the systems update on their own, and that's how it should be. WordPress has been working on it for years, and that used to scare some developers, but we've let it run every 6 hours. It auto updates sites. Between Managed WP and WPMU Dev, we haven't had an issue in years, knock on wood. But if it ever would notice a site goes down, we're going to get a notification of that. And because we have backups in so many different places, we could put it back up. And we've tested this. We do our disaster recovery test if a site goes down. So we run auto updates every 6 hours across all of our sites. We monitor performance, we get notifications, and yeah, it's just a really nice system. So if you want to learn more about that, need to talk about that, I'd love to talk to you about. All-in-one WP migration, I think, is one of the greatest plugins out there. You can snapshot a site, move it just about anywhere, make a backup, and do a lot with that. So Cloudflare DNS caching level 1, denial of service blocking. I mean, we've had a few sites where we'll have a monitor go off and they're getting a ton of hits from China, and say it's a church in Iowa. Well, we just go block anyone outside of the US. So those are some of the things you can do with Cloudflare. And I shouldn't say block, we give them a JavaScript challenge. So if you're coming from outside the US to go to that website, it's going to prompt you to make sure you're a real person, check the box and do that. So there's some amazing things you can do with Cloudflare for extra levels of protection. So that's our WordPress stack. Again, if you want to get in touch with me. WordPress sites, our number one is Oxygen Builder. It's technically not a theme, it's a plugin. It's fast, it's developer friendly. They have great support for advanced custom fields and WooCommerce. So that's our go-to choice for building websites, because I'll talk about later, we do SEO work as well. And one of the keys to ranking these days isn't just content, it's going to be speed of your site. Elementor, I love it. It's kind of like Divi. We love it. It's just that easy drag and drop, that almost that Wix feel, and you can do some really advanced things with it. But I see too many clients and too many people get into trouble because it's so neat, all the things you can do. It just slows your site down, and it's just get too much scripting running, too many events, and it's just too much. So again, we have some clients, they don't mind that. They have a portfolio site, they're an artist, they're a photographer, they're not worried about slow loading times, and that's great. Let's go, and they want to do a lot of it themselves. We're going to have them probably run with Elementor. But most of our clients have us do all the work, all the updates, and we're going to build them in Oxygen. And then we have a number of clients from many years ago that over a decade ago started with Divi, and they just are still there. We just haven't changed them. Again, basic sites that just don't change that often. So you can always look at our portfolio sites. That's where we model after on our website there. And down in the corner, I have the link, and I'll share it again later on. If you ever want to book a 15-minute call with me, you can always go down there and just find a time on my calendar, kind of like Calendly. That's my link there. So WordPress plugins I want to talk about real quick, and I'll mention here in a moment. I worked for GoDaddy for a number of years. People used to ask how many WordPress plugins, or there used to be people who say if you ran more than 10 WordPress plugins. I disagree with all that. If you want to run a lot of WordPress plugins, that's fine. You just can't do it on shared hosting. It's just the number. It's just how much lines of code, how much you need to run. The more plugins you put, if the client needs them, get faster hosting. That's how you outrun a lot of these plugin problems. So if you need it now, don't put junk plugins in. And we're always looking for the best coded plugins, and we only use premium. But we have some sites that are running 30, 40 plugins, but they're small, and they're on very, very fast servers, and we actually have them backed up across mobile servers. So you can run a lot of plugins. Don't worry about the number of them. Worry about how fast your hosting is based on the number of lines of code that you have in your site. So again, we can talk offline if you need to know more about that. We do not do a lot of WordPress people sell care plans, and I get it, but that's going away, and there are a lot more people are struggling with it because of the price competition with the Wix and other places out there. Customers don't understand that, but what we've put out is a $95 a month is our minimum. We cover everything, we take care of everything, and they don't really have to ask any more questions. They just know it's taken care of. If they need more performance for the e-commerce or membership sites, that's when we're going to get into the 195 range, and then the 395 gets into with grid pane in our server management. We can actually mirror servers from two sides of the country, around the world. They can be synced up. So if you need some higher availability on top of Cloudflare and multiple servers, that's what we're going to run with those plans. But I just put that up there to show you some examples of that's what we charge for all of what we have, because I've shared that with others and they're like, oh, that's got to be expensive. Well, it's not when you charge more for it. So we're not charging $50 a month for a website hosting. We've got a $95 minimum. Some of our nonprofits are at $75, but that's going to be our minimum. So there we go. So just a quick history, I'll move through. I started Cyber Innovation in 1998, and we were just hosting websites and DNS. Back at that time, I had an idea what was coming. It was crazy how people would call you on the telephone and we would fax or send invoices and they would mail you a check. It was just a crazy time. And we grew a pretty big business just from web hosting and email in the simple days. And there was a lot of business owners back then that didn't think the internet would ever make it. They didn't think it would be successful. So this year is our 25th year. And I've been talking with my team and my wife, and I was like, it's just crazy how about every 5 years, our business has totally changed. It's like we started over. We didn't change the name, but it's just totally started over. So those first 5 years were just focused on web hosting and email. And then the next 5 years, 6 to 10, that's when more people, back then it was all hand coded, pretty basic HTML, really bad. And then you think that was really bad, then we got into front page and Dreamweaver and basic HTML, early days of some e-commerce with Microsoft SQL and things of that sort, but we didn't get that far. And then about the 11th year in, around 2008, 2009, we discovered WordPress. And it had been around a little while, but it finally got to a point, it caught our attention, and we were just blown away. And the next 5 years, we built hundreds of WordPress sites for people all over the country. Had a team of about 18 people at one time at the max, and it was just crazy how many sites we were building and growing. And it was a great time to be in WordPress. I miss the old days of WordPress when it was a big community of developers developing together. And I'll talk about here in a moment what's changed with that and what I think is a challenge with WordPress now. So then the next 5 years, we started seeing the overseas price competition. Now all of a sudden the developers were half the price, websites were becoming half the price of what we were bidding, and we started losing a lot more bids, which was shocking for the number of sites we had built. We started seeing more of Wix coming along. GoDaddy came out with their own website builder. So I made a move. We had to reduce our staff and moved over to more of SEO and content marketing and helping clients with that. But at the same time, I was kind of recruited by GoDaddy, and in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, not a lot of people are aware, but that's where GoDaddy technically started. They moved to Arizona and are in Arizona, but they still have a big facility in Iowa. So a lot of my friends, people I knew, had worked for them, and they had a black eye with WordPress. They kind of ignored WordPress in the early days, and they didn't think it was going anywhere. So the WordPress community never loved them. I don't think they still love them today. Unfortunately, they're the biggest, one of the biggest domain providers out there, but not a lot of people love them. So I went there to kind of help be a GoDaddy WordPress expert to help them change that. And we made some headway, but after 3 years, I could just see the writing on the wall. It wasn't going to go. There was just too much. They had gone public. The shareholders weren't for it. And so I came back full time. I'd run my business part-time when I was with GoDaddy. And then we started focusing that next 5 years on social media marketing and funnel builders and e-commerce and email marketing. And this was that software as a service explosion. All these programs were popping up where you could do these online CRMs and these online invoicing and online, there's all these different SaaS programs that were all disconnected. Nothing was all together. And then also I call it the plugin explosion. This was the window of time where all those free plugins that we built WordPress on years ago, all of a sudden became paid plugins. It was like hard to build a decent site without paying this company for this group of plugins and this company for this group of plugins. And so this whole WordPress community became these camps where, are you in the Elementor camp with all their plugins, or are you in this camp? Or, everybody had to kind of choose their camp. And even though you're all on WordPress, everybody had this different way of doing it. So, and then you had these renewals. And again, it's a catch-22. I don't expect everything to be free. People need to make a living, but it was just crazy to see some of these long-time, inexpensive or free plugins that people were just scooping up and recoding them and giving you basic features and then selling you on the upgrade. And now it's frustrating to log into WordPress and see all these offers popping in about they want you to go premium, they want you to go premium. And we're not paying WordPress, we're not paying one company. And I personally think this is how Wix is catching up in a lot of ways, because they've got one platform that does all of this, and you don't have to go out to a bunch of third parties. You can do so many things inside of Wix without going out. But I held off for many, many years too. And it was, so then our 25th year in 2023, last year this started, I finally put the software package together, the CRM marketing software. We'll talk a little bit more about it today. And this was a way to finally combine multiple products together to get more business out of WordPress. And it was less time to manage and increase revenues. So that's a quick overview of 25 years. Again, if we need to talk offline or we have questions later, we can definitely ask those. Let's see. There we go. So you might wonder, what does this mean for WordPress? And I kind of mentioned, and I've had people ask me, is WordPress dying? And I'll say in the big picture, no. I mean, especially if you are a WooCommerce pro, I mean, you've got a great life idea. There's going to be WooCommerce around forever. If you're using advanced custom fields and building these custom sites and with sliders, there's all kinds of business out there in that custom world. But these local small business owners, the mom and pop shops who, it used to be you needed a multi-page website. Now the focus is these long form single page sites that work on mobile. So people they don't want to click. They just want to scroll. Everybody wants to scroll. So don't make them click to something. So building these one page sites, we have found it doesn't have to be WordPress. There are so many ways to do it out there. And a lot of these business owners are trying to do it themselves. And yes, we are a Wix agency partner. And when people run into a headache with Wix, they ask for help and then they send them to us. It's not a very profitable thing. It takes about 1 out of 50 to find a lead, but a lot of them are just do-it-yourselfers. So, but my only point there is there was a time I had my blinders on and I was WordPress. And in case you are, I just say, maybe take the blinders off for a moment. And if somebody has Wix, go learn how to manage it, and they're still going to pay you. And we can still buy a site from Wix for $10 a month and sell it for $50 to $75 a month with our support. So you still have the opportunity there to do that. So again, love WordPress. It's done us, I wouldn't be here without them. I'm just frustrated that everybody's selling all the plugins. It's been so spread out amongst the mobile camps, and we've lost the simplicity that others have picked up through Wix and then some with GoDaddy. The clients don't care. It doesn't even make sense to them. They just want a website. It's fast. So that's my little 2 tidbits on that. So the websites become less important. That's the other big thing, because everybody has a website now. There was a time when we'd build a website for a client. We were the only one in that area that had that. Well, now every plumber, every electrician, they all have the same websites. And to them, it looks just all the same. So what do you do to make them different? And so that's where we've been focusing for years on these free downloads, a free guide, a book online, but you had to pull in multiple tools to do it. Now we've got a way to put it all into one platform. So we want to focus on helping customers capture the leads, nurture the leads, close, make the sale, ask for a review. We want to pump up the reviews. I'll talk about that here in a moment. And then I've helped a number of clients who haven't, it's crazy, they haven't talked to their existing clients in years. I mean, they have this database of clients in QuickBooks or wherever, and they haven't sent any special or a newsletter or a Christmas card or anything to their existing clients. So again, if you're a web developer helping someone with a website and you have some relationship with this customer, if you could talk to them about, let's put together a plan to go reactivate your existing customer base and bring in some business, and it oftentimes pays for all this, and then we cancel a bunch of subscriptions, and it's just a great way to pull it all together. So we got to find a tool set. Chat widgets work amazing. It helps you give 24/7 access to people. You don't have to be there to chat or answer. We have timers set, so only answers during certain times of the day. Otherwise, it lets them know that you're beyond hours. Again, the free guide or the download works very well when people are looking. Obviously, the email subscribe, online appointment scheduling, phone call tracking. We put tracking phone numbers and websites. I know that's nothing new. We've been doing that for years, but these are actually tracked. These are live numbers that go through Twilio. And so we can track the inbound calls, the messages that are left. If somebody calls and hangs up, because a lot of these young kids these days won't leave a message, it texts them back and says, hey, we saw you called. Is there a chance we can help you? And you start a text conversation with them. So that's where we'll get into, and we can do automated SMS and text marketing along with the email marketing. Nothing that's going to upset anybody, but it's just kind of a reminder to let them know to check their email. And then, of course, reputation management. Once you have a customer and they're happy, you've got to have a plan to send out and ask for the reviews, because the reviews, again, I'll talk about, and maybe on the next slide, is SEO. So I get the question a lot about, what about SEO? We've been doing it for many, many years, and we do have some clients that are nationwide that we're working on content, keywords. We're tracking them against competitors and a lot of backlinks and hrefs and things of that sort. But the majority of our SEO work is with the local, regional clients. And one of the top ranking factors right now is Google reviews, having your Google My Business page with great reviews, because Google owns the search and they own YouTube. That was the other one. It's just getting the reviews is so important, either on Facebook or Google. It's going to help push you up in the rankings. We have seen brand new businesses with brand new websites work in a few months to get a lot of good reviews and outrank long-term customers just based on reviews. So this review system is a challenge, because you can't, how do you ask a client for it? So that's where you've got to automate that and think beyond just the keywords and the content. I mentioned before, page load speed is highly important. Had a couple other clients who ranked very high. One of them came to us. They had been a long time with another company, and they were ranked really high, and they just sank in the rankings, and there wasn't any wasn't any reasons for bad keywords, or there wasn't any penalties against them from Google. And we looked at their page speed times, and that's what it was. It was just they were loading too slow. So we had to switch them from Elementor over to Oxygen, bring their cumulative layout shift and their content load speed and their first contentful paint and all these technical things to get their speeds back up, and their rankings came back up again. So Google is paying attention to how fast your sites load. So be careful putting videos, large images, movement, things of that sort on the main page. It just slows them down, and it looks great, but don't take the penalty from the search engines. Pay for high-speed hosting, use Cloudflare for caching. And again, Elementor or Divi are beautiful, but be careful with them. So in my time, so get reviews, and the Google Maps will outrank, and the chat widget and SMS marketing. So I've covered all of those. So again, helping your clients, or again, if you work for a company, talking to them about, we have to work harder at managing, connecting our clients with our websites, with our CRM. So we need to know when they visit the site, what form they fill out, what did they read, did we get that client from Facebook or from Instagram? We have a centralized inbox, so no matter where the client leads come in from, chat, email, text, they all come into one inbox in one CRM, and it's all in one place. So if you can help clients centralize that, have them get rid of their email marketing because we have it built in, have their payment invoicing processing put in. I mean, there's so many things you can build in one platform now. It's just a better, tighter relationship you can have with the customers, and they look at you more as a partner, not as an expense again. So implement a CRM, create reactivation campaigns to help them with their past customers, become that trusted partner instead of just the web developer. So based on those use cases I talked about in the beginning, here's some links you can take a look at. If you want to see it in action, how we do it, you can go to cyberinnovation.io. Cyberinnovation.com is our agency site, But as a demo, we put together cyberinnovation.io, and it has a 5 secrets download to automation secrets. So you can put in your name and your email, and you can see how it prompts you in the emails that follow up and everything that happens. It's automated. When you see that, though, think of it as it could be your clients, it could be your customers, it could be that same flow works in so many ways. And again, you have total control over how often they get the emails, how often they get the text messages, however you want to set that up. I know a lot of great WordPress web developers that have very engineering minds when they put together these websites, and we show them how to engineer these workflows and these automations that it's amazing what you can do to help your clients, and use that same kind of knowledge that you picked up with WordPress and build the automations around that. We can bring the landing pages into WordPress and through a plugin. And yeah, just some amazing things to see there. So if you're just wanting to see the process works, that would be go. Get Cyber CRM is our website that's focused on CRM. This is for clients that are looking for it. So you can kind of see what we have there. But under rebootyouragency.com, I actually help. So if you are in that category where you have clients and you're building websites and you're managing clients for them, and you need some help offering something like this, that's where I have a video on rebootyouragency.com that I'm helping people go beyond just being a WordPress person. So it's 3 different things here that if you want to see how the process works, go to the IO site, sign up, get the link. Get Cyber CRM is what the clients would see in the pricing there. Reboot Your Agencies for you as an agency. And again, reach out if you have questions. So I know I've covered a lot quick and fast, and I'm going to try to summarize some of these takeaways. So again, take your WordPress website skills to a new level. Keep building these WordPress sites, but go deeper and help the customer more managing their clients. Help them get the new leads and nurture them, help them with their existing leads, engineer these sales automations that get results. There's a lot of them out there we can choose from. There's a lot of snapshots that we can work with. So if they are a spa, if they are an electrician, if they are whatever your client is, we probably have some sort of a snapshot that you're going to be able to model after and tweak for them and get their logos, get their information, and build this system. So this is like the early days of WordPress when we could charge $3,000 to $30,000. Now we haven't done 30,000. Well, let's just say $3,000 to $10,000 to set up a website, and then so much a month for hosting and the maintenance plan. Now you can do this when you're working on the CRM side of thing and connecting their website and the omni-channel marketing together. Now you become more of a consultant, automating and putting this whole together, and then having that monthly recurring revenue from the whole package. So we want to add, expand, grow on what you're already doing with WordPress, and brand yourself as a digital marketing expert integrating with WordPress. So it's a great next step. So again, focus on capturing more leads rather than just building the website. Nurture them with these automated follow-ups, and then convert them into increased revenues along the way. So I'll leave this here for a moment. Another thing you can do that's kind of fun, and we were just testing this before I got started today, is to receive a copy of today's presentation. I'll have my email here in a moment, but if you want to, if you're a texter, you can text the word WordPress to our phone number, and it's going to prompt you then for your name and your email and your last name, and it's going to send you back a reply, and then you'll get an email with that. So again, I put that together, had my team help me put it together. They're quicker at it than I am, but we wanted to be able to show you again. It's a great way if you're ever presenting or talking to groups or on advertising. If your client runs an ad on social media or on, I'm in Florida like a lot of you, and we're running ads. You see all the lawyers running ads. I don't know why they don't have something that says text injury or whatever to this number, and they can send all this information automatically to people. So these people are missing. They could have a QR code out there. You see a few of them every now and then. That's going to help them follow the prompts or help them get that automated. So it's pretty interesting what you can do with these text words. So you can create your own text words in your own phone number at your own company. Let's see what next one here. Oops, there we go. So I did good. I got through that in a half hour. So Again, if you want to start a conversation and request a copy of the presentation, text WordPress without the quotes to that number. You can always call me at that number, leave a message, email me, or you can always schedule a quick meeting. Any or all these above, I know that I covered a lot quick, but whether, again, you're an entrepreneur just running your own business and you want a little more help with taking your WordPress to a new level, what other things you can do with it, let me know. I'll be happy to help. If you work for a company and you're managing, again, get in touch with me. We might be able to put something together to show you a demo and help you with some things there we can help with. And if you're an agency, I want to teach you. I want to help you. This is kind of one of my ways to give back. I'm not retired yet, but life's pretty good. I'm not rushing to get a ton of customers, but I want to just help others who want to do the same thing and grow their business. So kind of a give back mode there. So you can always book a time with me and we can talk more about that. So
thanks so much for your presentation. This is very informative. I got a lot of value out of it.